What's good, my Star Wars fans? You dub back at it once again. Still the best at what he does. Still the assassin like no other. Yo, it's been months since you can say supposed to do this video. Man, please, I put out videos when I want to, how I want to, what I want to. And this is a subject that has not gone away, and it will not go away anytime soon. And contrary to popular opinion, contrary to popular perspective, contrary to the loudmouths out here talking this mess in the Star Wars fandom, the bunch of cancer that's filled it, right? Rey is not a Mary Sue. First of all, I don't know where people come off and just find these obscure terms of literature. I never really heard of Mary Sue, Gary Stu growing up, but people just come out and they're like, ooh, this sounds right. Let me just place it on this. I don't like something. Somebody's getting it, quote unquote, too easily. Somebody is doing stuff that no one else did. It's a Mary Sue. It's a Gary Stu. No. There is something called being a prodigy. It's something called being very proficient. It's something called natural talent, raw talent. Something that unfortunately many to most people do not have in certain areas. So when many to most people do not have in certain areas, people start becoming jealous and they start hating. They say it degrades the story. We need to see struggle and stuff. You know who were very proficient in the Force? Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker. You know who bypassed a lot of the struggles and different levels quite easily and quite quickly? Both of those. Luke with almost no training. Yes, he had two of the best masters in Jedi Council history, but I'll get on to how Rey is actually perfect as a continuation of the protagonist of Star Wars in another video, because that needs to be said. Now, to why she's not overpowered, why she's not a Mary Sue. First and foremost, there are some people blessed with proficiency in the Force naturally. Yoda was one, Darth Sidious, aka Emperor Palpatine, was one, Anakin Skywalker was one. All of them were proficient in the Force. Most of the most powerful users of the Force, whether Jedi, Sith, or otherwise, were, guess what? Naturally gifted in terms of the Force. That falls into Rey. And guess what? Rey doesn't have much opposition. Think about that. There aren't that many Force users, at least from what is presented in the sequel trilogy. There just aren't. She's going up against some. And you're like, I can't believe this person. Bruh, if you are stupidly powerful in the Force, naturally, it's going to shine. The thing about the Jedi, the Sith, and other Force practitioners in these various orders and whatnot is that they learn to hone their skills in the Force. And guess what Rey had to do, or tried to learn how to do, from Luke, who would not teach her? In episode 8, The Last Jedi. In The Last Jedi, what did Rey go to do? Learn from Luke to learn to control the Force. We see that she is very much lacking in control. Right? We saw that on the rock scene, both with the staff, which she's proficient at, it's a bow staff, as well as the lightsaber. We see that. She lacks control. Alright. Not only does she lack control, folks are like, oh my God, Luke, I can't believe she messed with Luke. He's a master. He's a Grand Master Jedi. Luke was cut off from the Force. He still clowned her until she pulled out the lightsaber. What was he supposed to do against that? Come on now. Stop it. That's point number one. Point number two is that Snoke tossed her around like a rag doll. She was completely exposed. Point number two. Point number three is, Yoda says she has everything she needs. She gonna get trained in the books and whatnot. Point number four is that she's older than the children that are trained, who probably don't have that much connection with the Force. She's older. We've seen this. Luke already set the template, and you can go back to Vader, to Anakin. He started training with the Jedi at an older age, and he was rapidly increasing. So it seems to be, and also we know about Emperor Palpatine when he was young. If you are into the lore and whatnot, he wasn't raised from young in as far as the Sith. It wasn't like Darth Maul. In fact, he didn't find, or Darth Plagueis didn't find him till Palpatine was older. So this whole thing about they got to come up, it is apparently that maybe these orders need to get older people. And how many fallen Jedi switch and are powerful on the dark side, for example? Look at Count Dooku. You can say, well, he had all these decades of experience and whatever. That's fine. But maybe it's something to be said about age has something to do with it, with the blooming of the Force naturally. Maybe there's something to that. Who knows? Also, folks are like, Kylo Ren. Let's talk about Ben Solo, right? Ben Solo is not a Sith. Let's just get this out the way. He's not a Sith. He was never trained as a Sith. He's a dark side user. You can at best say he's a dark Jedi. He's not a Sith. Rey is not a Jedi, right? Both got clowned by, Snoke. But then folks will say, well, the Praetorian Guard, they fought both together. Stop it. They fought both together. Rey can actually throw hands. She's proficient in staff fighting, right? Which many Jedi also use, which is beastly as hell, by the way. In bow fighting. All right, so let's stop that. Let's also get into the fact of, people already talked enough about Ben's injury from the bowcaster when he fought Rey and such, and he was also fighting off against Finn, who himself is trained and whatnot. And plus, Ben did not want to kill Rey. There was a whole bunch of things that were holding back, just like Luke didn't want to kill Rey. Let's keep it real. As well as look at the fact that Ben Solo, he is not the level of a Sith apprentice, dude. He might not even be the level of a Sith assassin. He's not the level of, definitely not a Sith Lord. He at best is Jedi Knight level, fam. At best. Let's be honest right now. He's not that powerful. Yes, he's got a natural connection to the Force, but he's not that skilled himself. So when you take someone who's not that skilled versus someone who is just powerful naturally, then it's not that difficult to understand. Are you trying to tell me that Ben Solo is going to be Darth Maul? Come on now, really? The Sith assassin? We're not going to bring up Count Dooku, who Darth Tyrannus, who schooled Anakin and Obi-Wan at one point. Are we going to bring up Vader, Darth Vader? You think he's more powerful than his grandfather? Come on now. Emperor Palpatine? Darth Sidious? Who do you think this dude is? What level do y'all honestly think Ben Solo is on?